When I first found out that Cardinal Bergoglio from Argentina had been elected Pope, I was actually hearing confessions at the time, and somebody said, "We've just elected a new Pope." And so, I was very excited. I came home, I turned on TV, and there was Cardinal Bergoglio, now Pope Francis, named after St. Francis of Assisi. And the first time that he walks out there on the balcony overlooking St. Peter's Square, he was just very, just very deadpan and just very quiet, just taking the whole scene in, I guess, and just letting it sink in that he was now the Pope. And so, he starts speaking, and then this warm smile comes over his face, and you couldn't help but fall in love with him. And as well, it was very touching when he just asked the people to pray for him, and then as well he said that he would visit the Madonna the following day and pray at St. Mary Major. And so I could tell right away that this was a very special man that we've just elected our new Holy Father. And so just in this past month or so that he's been Pope, just a lot of wonderful things have happened that I've seen in Pope Francis, especially just with his love for the poor, his simplicity, his humility, and just the way that he touches people. I'm especially touched when he goes around in the Pope Mobile around St. Peter's Square and greets the people, and as well he always stops the Pope Mobile to greet children, and especially to greet those who are are physically challenged with physical disabilities, and he just comes down and greets them and kisses them. It's just very touching. And just as well with Pope Francis, what I really see in him is the continuation of the spreading of the Divine Mercy message and devotion, something that was, of course, started by our late Holy Father, by Blessed John Paul II, and continued on by Pope Benedict XVI, which is now being carried on as well by Pope Francis. Just reading about him, just with his involvement as well with the Divine Mercy message and devotion. And what's great about Pope Francis is that he's truly living out the message of Divine Mercy. He just doesn't preach about it, he actually practices it. And you see this when he visits the poor, especially on Holy Thursday, when he visited the juvenile correction center and washed the feet of the young people there. You see it when he goes out in the streets and just real love for the people. And I think what's great about Pope Francis is that he challenges each of us, especially myself as a priest, to not just continue status quo, just keep doing things the way we've been doing them in the church, but really what Christ teaches us is to go out into the world and to preach the gospel. And I think that's what Pope Francis is doing. And so in a very real way, he is really truly spreading the message of Divine Mercy. I'm just so thrilled that we have Pope Francis as our new Holy Father.